Alright, I'm back after listening to an hour of Randy Feltface stand-up routine. Let's go. I needed something to calm me down. Alright. Right? This is what Godo was talking about. Yeah. The trick locks. Now then, Iris, please remove these at once.
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm afraid I can't. It's not possible for me.
What? During the earthquake, when the cavern was in danger of caving in, Iris escaped. And I know that there was only one lock when I last came here. So you're saying that you can't undo the new locks?
Yes.
If only I was stronger. Edgeworth, how are you feeling? You look a little pale in the face. Like you're one to talk with your face all green. To be fair, he was crossing a bridge rather fast, so... Miles, Edgeworth, go and get some air. I'll watch over the suspect. You go and get a grip on yourself. Don't be ridiculous, I'm perfectly... There's no telling what sort of mistakes you could make in your current state. Go and get some rest. That's your only concern now, Miles Edgeworth. Understood. I'll handle the investigation in the garden. You take care of things here. Take care of yourself, Edgeworth. Edgeworth. He's got so much pride that he's probably off crying in a corner of the garden. Pride is simply another trap that hinders us in our lives. That said, one must have pride to be effective on the job. At any rate, it seems that this is where we part ways, Phoenix Wright. I'm going to stay here and see if I can't help but solve these bothersome puzzles. I see. Well, thanks for your help. Now then, do you mind if I ask you a few things? Iris.
No. Not at all.
Ooh, this is... Okay, calm down. Just take a deep breath. Actually, hold on. This door. When I was here earlier, there was only one lock, but now there's 5 of them. Those chains. It's almost as if they're guarding something inside that cavern. I've never seen locks quite like these before. Hey, maybe if there's a chance where you get to play the role of a defense attorney and you get to play the Makatama, you'll see exactly what me and Edgeworth have seen. I have. I've seen locks and chains just like these before. They look just like the ones that guard a person's secrets during a psych lock. I wonder if these locks are guarding something too. Dark secrets in a dark cavern. Yeah. This scroll shows a picture of Misty Faye, master of the Korane channeling technique. But why would anyone cover it in gravy? I can't make out what's drawn on this scroll at all. I'll never understand you Americans and your so-called artists. Artists, yeah. Right, okay, fair enough, same thing. Wafer then, Matt, is it gonna be the freaking wafer? Yep, the wafer discussion. Same thing? Yep. Oh god damn it, it's just a bunch of full of old clothing. I was expecting panties or something like that. For fuck's sake. Whatever. Okay. Why did you make a run for it, Iris?
I'm sorry. I heard the inner temple had been severely shaken by the strong earthquakes we had. I was so worried, I just had to come and see.
In other words, you didn't run away to escape the law. At least we're clear on that. She could have, but she still came here. But these locks.
I can't tell you how relieved I was when I saw the sacred cavern was all right.
But what?
Then I saw these chains here. I saw all these extra locks that someone had put on the sacred cavern's door, and... Who in the world would do something like this? These trick locks are a sacred treasure of the Korane tradition. There are hundreds of ways to set them. That's why Only the person who set the lock can open it.
And you aren't the one who set these locks? I don't think it's that simple, Franziska von Karma. When we were here the first time, there was only one lock. But now, somehow there's 5 of them.
What does that mean?
It means that someone wanted to secure the place even more. And they wanted to secure it before you got here, Iris. Presumably because they wanted to make sure Maya couldn't get out. This means that Iris can only open one of these locks. The first one.
Yes, that's correct.
What? Iris, try to think, please. Isn't there any way around this?
Well, like I said, there are hundreds of different ways to set these locks. I suppose if I went through every combination with each one, I could remove them. But
it'll take time, won't it?
yes, about a day if I had to guess.
The whole day? Well, that's better than leaving the locks in place. Will you do this for us?
Sure, I'll do whatever I can.
We've got to wait another day? Hang in there, Maya. You're going to have to call on your inner strength now. She'll drink the gravy to keep her alive, damn it. You know what, Iris? There's still one thing I don't quite get. And what might that be, Phoenix Wright? I think it's obvious. Iris, on the night of the murder, where were you? Please, Iris, don't give me that look. You told us that you were in your in your room at Hazakura Temple and I'm still sick. At the time of the incident. But you were seen that same evening at the Inner Temple. And then, you were spotted at the scene of the crime in Hazakura Temple too. Being spotted at both Hazakura Temple and the Inner Temple, it's as if you were... Well, Iris, I think it's about time you told us the truth. Yep, fucking knew it. This time, only 3 locks. I knew it. There's something going on here that we don't know about. Okay, so we can't... Okay, we gotta find some way to kind of... Okay, fair enough. I just don't fucking know, you know? Let me guess. Anything? Yow! The locks are far more important at this moment, wouldn't you agree? She's right. I'm gonna have to hold off on asking her about things for now.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright.
Okay, fine. I'll just go look around, see if I can get any more information, and then try to break those psych locks. At least, you know, try. I don't know. I'm finally getting to the bottom of this case. I can count on Iris to break those locks, so I should try to gather more clues. From Sister Bikini, Edgeworth, Gumshoe, and Pearls. On the other side of that little gate is the garden. Edgeworth is probably still in there crying softly to himself. I guess we better hug it out and talk about what he's uncovered so far. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go talk. Let's go take care of him. The cops are still combing the place. They look pretty nervous. I'd be nervous too. It's gotta be a tough job. Especially with someone giving you the evil eye the whole time. How can I have done that? Wow. I can't believe it's still bothering him. Edgeworth? Ah! Hey! Don't you dare run away! What do you want, Wright? What do I want? If you came here to laugh at me, then get on with it. Go on, laugh away! I was ready to hug it out with him, but he's just the same prideful Edgeworth. You went back to the Criminal Affairs Department, right? You said you wanted to look into something concerning Iris? Yes. And thanks to what I found, I was reminded of something terrible. Your first case. Yeah, you probably remembered your first case where you were going up against Mia. You guys are putting a lot of effort into the investigation of the garden here, huh? There's a high chance this is the actual scene of the crime. That's why. You mean because of the writing in blood? And the talisman in the snow? Exactly. As you know, those things couldn't have been planted here after the murder. But surely, you don't suspect Maya, do you? We have to treat everyone as a suspect. Maya, as well as Iris. It is our job, right? And he's not doing this maliciously. Like, I understand Edgeworth's perspective. He has to do this by the book. Personal feelings set aside. He has to try his best to get down to the bottom of this. So I do not fault him for this. I really don't. So, I guess you still haven't gotten over your fear of earthquakes? No, though thankfully, my nightmares have stopped. Ah, thank God. But still, if the ground gives even the slightest tremor, I find myself short of breath. 17 years ago, when we were little school kids at the same elementary school, Edgeworth found himself in the middle of a murder. It all started with that big quake that hit the courthouse. And the death of his father. Yes, I was stuck in the elevator with my father, who was a defense attorney. We were deprived of oxygen and we passed out. That's when it happened. That single gunshot shattered my whole life. I lost everything that day. All because of that earthquake. My dreams, my family, and myself. It's been more than 17 years now. And that case was finally resolved 2 years ago, right? You think I don't know that? I was there, but... It was such a shock. I never imagined I could be so wrong about myself and my life. I'm sorry, Wright. There's nothing else I can say. Not after you chose to become a lawyer for my sake. And not after you saved me. Edgeworth, you're stronger than you think. So no more of this self-pity, okay? Hell, you got to live your dream. And that's good. And you did it with flying colors. I am sure you made your father proud. There was something that bothered me about her from the moment we met. I felt like I'd seen her somewhere before. No, wait. Not somewhere. I felt like I'd seen her in court before. So you went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look for her file? Yes, I checked over every case file I've ever worked on. And I was right. I had seen her face before, 6 years ago. 6 years ago? It was my first appearance in court. And as cases go, it was my worst nightmare. So who is she? I'm sorry, Wright. I can't give that information away to a member of the general public. What? Why not? It might be the crucial piece of the puzzle that solves this case. The woman I knew was the daughter of a jewelry store owner. She had nothing to do with Iris and Hazakura Temple. And neither did the case. No, that woman is completely unrelated to this murder. Fucking hell. Is it really just a coincidence that Iris looks like Dahlia? Because if so, Dahlia is still locked up, and this is just the rare instance where there just happens to be somebody that looks like her. But why does she possess, like, some sort of, like... I don't... Unrelated? Yes, I can say that with complete confidence. You're wrong, Edgeworth. She's totally related to this case. I need to fill Edgeworth in. I need to explain the connection between Iris and the woman Edgeworth knew. Wait, do I even have anything that shows that? Hold on. Suspension bridge. Okay. It's weird that there's no one around all of a sudden. It sure gets quiet up here in the mountains when you're all on your own. Speaking of alone, I guess I should go check out that shack just down this path. Wait, Heavenly Hall? Maybe I'll find Larry there sulking again. You sure? Alright. Why the hell not?
Oh! Mr. Nick!
Pearl! Pearls, what are you doing here?
Nothing. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright?
Well, we don't know yet.
Oh, I see.
Hey, what do you think you're doing here, Nick?
Larry?
This is the loser shack where losers get together to lose themselves.
This is the what?
Hey, we find comfort in each other's feelings, okay? You got a problem with that?
Look, Mr. Nick, Mr. Larice did a picture of me.
That's, great. Pearls?
Going to gather firewood now. We'll be cooking some half-rotten potatoes over a miserable little campfire.
That is not helpful.
So stay out of our way!
I don't believe this. Why can't he try getting fired up over becoming a better man?
No one believes a word I say anymore. Listen to me, Pearl. You don't want to trust this kind of guy, okay? He only let you down.
Oh, Mystic Maya.
Oh God, Larry, don't poison this poor child. Larry, is there something you want to tell me about this picture?
I got nothing to say to you, Nick. My life's here now with Pearl. Two losers cooking potatoes together forever.
No! What am I going to do with him? Alright then, what do you think about this picture, Pearls?
I think it's really well drawn. I can't draw at all, so I think it's really amazing.
No, I mean, like, no jokes. It's really good.
See, someone appreciates it. It's tough getting the flames to look like that, you know?
It's supposed to be Sister Iris flying through the air, isn't it? I love it. It's like a dream, a wonderful fantasy.
No, it wasn't a dream. She really flew. I'm telling you, Iris really flew that night.
Huh? And Mr. Larice?
Not you two. Please don't look at me like that, Pearl. Don't look at me like I'm some kind of nutcase, I beg of you.
I guess this picture really is a representation of what Larry thinks he saw.
Okay, so I was half asleep when I was here that night. But I was wide awake after the lightning struck.
Wait a minute. What if, hypothetically, no, that probably wouldn't work. He was laying on his back, so he would have seen it. So we flipped this picture upside down. Instead of seeing Iris fly over, he saw somebody fall under, maybe. Maybe?
And I saw what I saw. It was exactly like I drew in the picture.
And it looks like I don't have any choice but to take this sketch at face value.
Hey, what's with that look of doubt on your face?
Well, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. If I can get a better... Actually, I kind of want to go back and get a better look at the bridge. Pearls?
Yes, Mr. Nick?
I've been meaning to ask you about the night of the murder. Where were you? And what exactly were you doing when it all happened?
I'm just a kid, you know? Not sure it doesn't really matter what I was doing, does it, Nick?
You're... Pearl, why? Don't lie to me. Sorry, Pearls, but... Yes, it does. On the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Miss Dunham's room reading a book together. But... Miss Dunham was murdered, and you, Pearls, were at the Inner Temple. Just what exactly happened that night, Pearls?
I'm really sorry, Mr. Nick.
Don't.
I've been a bad girl. That's why I'm being punished.
What are you talking about, Pearls?
My spiritual power, it has disappeared.
What? What? Her powers have disappeared? What? What do you mean your powers disappeared, Pearls?
It's all over for me. A spirit medium who can't channel spirits is like a painter who can't paint.
Hey, what are you looking at me for? Hey, I didn't say it. I mean, I said that your art looks pretty solid. Pearls, did you try to channel someone's spirit right here at Hazakura Temple? Tried, but failed, perhaps? Oh my gosh, you totally did. Way to go, Nick. You made her cry. That was really cruel of you. Just as I thought. I'm gonna have to break her psych-locks to get the truth out of her. So, she lost her powers? Potentially because she was trying to, channel someone. Okay. I wonder... Who would she try to channel? I wonder if Sister Bikini is back at the main hall yet. I haven't seen Gumshoe around for a while either. Maybe they're having a cup of tea together somewhere? I bet Gumshoe is Sister Bikini's type. No, it's Maggie. Fair enough, it's Maggie. Crap. Well, what's the damage? How's the sacred cavern? Looks like it survived. But we have a bigger problem now. Telling her about the 5 locks? I told Sister Bikini all about it. About the 5 locks that were stopping us from getting inside the sacred cavern.
But who could have done that? The only person who knew how to set those trip locks are those of the Korean tradition.
We have Iris at the sacred cavern trying her best to open them for us right now. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about, Sister Bikini.
Oh yes, we were in the middle of a chat, weren't we?
Yes, you were telling me how the Master of Karain disappeared 17 years ago. I want to know why Misty Faye suddenly appeared at this temple. Also, wait a minute, did her profile get updated? Yep, Elise Dunham, age 49. Real name, Misty Faye, Maya's mother and master of the Karain channeling technique. This is fucking depressing.
It was about a week ago when Mystic Misty arrived. After she showed me the talisman that proved she was the master, she said, "Someone is trying to destroy the Karain tradition's main family line. I am here to put a stop to them."
Someone was trying to destroy the main family line? Oh, God. It was her.
There's only one heir to the title of master at any time, and it's usually the eldest. That child becomes the new master of Crane, and her daughter's the main family. All other mediums become branch family members with no hope of controlling the clan. That's why nothing has changed throughout the history of the clan. Branch families always have and always will plot to erase those of the main family line.
Yep. Friggin' Pearl's mother. Is the power of the Master worth this much bloodshed?
You believe in the technique, don't you, Mr. Wright? You know its power is real.
Yes, I do. It's been 2 years since I first met Maya. In that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. During the Mask Damas case. And during Maggie Bird's trial, too. Thanks to Maya, Mia's always on hand to help me out when I need her the most.
The Crane technique has made a huge difference to the world, you know. I mean, the ability to commune with the dead. That's true psychic power, you know. Members of the tradition have always been there behind every important leader. Who wouldn't respect such a tremendous skill?
But remember, in the past, I think it was, what the fuck was it? It was called, 60, no, it was, DL6, the DL6 incident. It was, oh god, it was, Misty Faye. She was a part of that. She was called in, and something bad happened during the investigation. I think. I am trying my best to remember literally every detail here, but I remember it was the DL6 incident, and Misty was involved in that. I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expected you'd be really rich by now.
Are you saying we're poor, Mr. Wright? You're very direct, aren't you? People don't believe in it anymore, you see. All because of one little mistake.
Mm-hmm. The DL6 incident. A mistake? What mistake?
It was 17 years ago. That's when everything came crashing down. All because of that incident.
That incident? Is she talking about what I think she is?
I'm sure the record still exists if you're interested. Locked up, of course. It was called the DL6 incident.
I fucking yes! Okay, I did remember it. The DL6 incident.
That's the name of the file.
The DL6 incident. I knew it. Here we go! The DL6 incident. I know it well. I handled a related case just 2 years ago.
Oh, that's right. So it was you who was the defense attorney on that case.
Mm-hmm. A murder that took place 17 years ago.
It was the first time in the country's history the police ever used a spirit medium. The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murderer.
And the medium who performed the channeling was Misty Faye, Maya's mother.
Through Mystic Misty's channeling, the name of a certain man surfaced. Armed with that as evidence, the investigators were spurred into action.
But that man, he was found not guilty, wasn't he?
That's right. He was. And the case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed. It was the first case the world had ever seen the Crane tradition openly involved in. It was all over the media, the public, the judiciary, the people of Crane Village. Everyone judged her. Everyone said Mystic Misty's powers were a sham. And then she just disappeared, vanished, while everyone still thought of her as a fraud.
But I know the truth! Misty Faye's spirit channeling wasn't a sham at all.
I mean, of course it wasn't. And since you managed to reveal the truth, we're finally making a comeback. The Crane tradition is starting to recover at last. But with a new master wielding the power of the clan.
Does she mean Maya? Yeah.
The spiritual power of the Korean channeling technique is in the blood.
Maya's told me the exact same thing before.
We, the women of the Fae clan, have always been spirit mediums. It's because the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us.
According to Maya, only the women in the family can inherit that power.
The main family's bloodline stems directly from Mystic Amy. But with each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master.
And the ones who don't become branch families, right?
That's right. And it's always the cause of tragedy.
Yeah. I know. You know, Maya had a sister too. An older sister named Mia.
Oh yes, I've heard of her.
What? You know about Mia?
I mean, of course. She became a lawyer in the hopes of discovering what happened to her mother.
And lost her life as a result.
Do you know what Mystic Mia is rumored to have said? She said it wasn't only because of her mother that she became a lawyer. She also didn't want to fight with her sister over the leadership of the tradition.
Really?
Well, she saw what happened to her own mother, Mystic Misty, as she grew up. I guess Mystic Mia got tired of seeing all the rivalry between her mother and her aunt.
That's right. Misty Faye had an elder sister, too. And Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the Master's seat from her.
Mystic Misty's sister is Mystic Morgan, as you probably know.
Yeah! Believe me, I know. Morgan. But there's a name I know well. It was a year ago now, at Maya's home, Karain Village. What she did was terrible. It was all so she could make her own daughter the next master.
I suppose if you know about Mystic Morgan's daughter, then you must already realize that Iris...
What? Huh? Iris? What's Iris got to do with any... No. No way. Is she part of the Fae family?
That Iris is Mystic Morgan's
You know, some shit's starting to make sense. Why she looks that way. Because she knew it would affect Phoenix. Potentially. Let me just, Okay! Well, Iris is what? Is she kidding me? Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter. Did you just say that Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter?
Oops! I thought you already knew! It sounded like you met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already!
I have. I know her very well. Oh? Yes, Pearls. Pearl Faye. But I always thought she was the only child.
You just that child! She's Mystic Morgan's! Oh, I had no idea. Mystic Morgan. But she's in prison now, isn't she?
Yes. Ever since she was found to be a co-conspirator in a murder case last year. It was all done to set Pearls up as the next master.
I see. So, I've been wrong all this time. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not 2.
Huh? Wait, what? 3?
Yes, Iris, her twin sister and her twin si-
I think after I'm done with this, I'm going to play the shit out of Elden Ring because my goddamn brain just fucking broke! Hey Iris, did you know you have an evil twin sister? What? Twin sister? Oh, didn't you know? It all happened 20 years ago.
After the clan leadership was taken from her by her sister, Mystic Morgan's life crumbled. It wasn't many years later that Karane's reputation hit an all-time low. When Mystic Morgan's husband realized his wife would never become the master, he left her and the village, taking their twin daughters with him.
Yo, Sekai, if you're watching, I think it's time for us to get some sprites of my brain melting. How awful.
He was a jeweler, you know. In the end, he remarried, and that's when it happened. He decided to give one of his girls up, to be looked after by us here at the temple.
Iris.
That was Iris, you see.
It's unbelievable. If Iris is a twin sister, then your sister... Could it be? Could you tell me one more thing, Sister Bikini? What was the name of Iris' sister?
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I just can't remember. All I can recall is that her father was a jeweler.
Well, that's a clue, I guess. A jeweler. Thank you very much. You've helped clear up a lot of details. Pearl's had 2 older sisters, huh?
Yes, that's right. No doubt it is all because of Mystic Morgan's anger towards the main family.
Anger? What do you mean?
Her twin daughters were taken from her by her jeweler husband. But even that couldn't destroy her dream that a child of hers would one day lead the clan.
That's why she had pearls?
It seems that the incident here was a result of Mystic Morgan's anger. It was able to break free of the bars that confine her.
So, Iris has a twin sister. The plot thickens. But this information will be useless unless I can flesh it out a bit. Ask more questions, get some more info. Okay, shit, Oh, hey! Morgan Fay's daughter and Iris' twin sister. Her father deals in jewelry, apparently. Morgan Fay. And is currently in solitary confinement. Did Iris' stuff get... Oh. Okay. I guess her data didn't get fully updated yet. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, let's move. Is there anything going on in the courtyard? Holy shit. Sounds like someone's happy. What tune is that they were humming? No mode of no crime, no mode of no crime. Sing it with me, no mode of no crime. I remember when we used to search in the channeling room and correct. Fuck, I can't sing. Whoop, I love my job. Who cares if the clues I find are no good? That's not what investigating's all about. The investigator investigates for the love of investigating. It's a passion. Good cases we have, good
cases we've lost along the way.
I would have never guessed the Gumshoe was into reggae.
Every case is gonna be airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight. Oh, hey, pal.
Huh? Who, me?
Well, how long have you been there?
I just got here.
Oh, okay.
So what are you up to, detective?
I'm investigating, pal. I made a promise to Mr. Edgeworth. I promised I would find the real murder weapon.
The real murder weapon.
That barbed sword thing turned out to be a false lead, right? I'm giving it my best shot here, but I still haven't turned up any clues. I just found these weird scraps of paper. Looks like a letter or something. Doesn't seem to have anything to do with the case, though.
A letter? Hey! Let's talk. So how's the investigation going, Detective Gumshoe?
I don't know if I should be telling you, pal, but I guess it can't hurt. Looks like the murder took place in the inner temple garden. And they're taking that bloody writing on the lantern pretty seriously back to HQ.
What? You mean...
Listen, I don't have the details, pal. All I know is, if you don't find Maya down in that sacred cavern, we're gonna be faced with one ugly situation.
What kind of ugly situation are we looking at here?
You got me. Fuck, I don't know. They're not my words, pal.
Then who said it?
Mr. Godo.
Godo? What do you mean by that? About that letter you found.
Oh, don't remind me, pal. I'm busting the gut here trying to find the murder weapon. And all I find is some burnt up letter.
Oh. Aha. Burnt up old letter?
Yeah, it was in that incinerator right outside the inner temple.
The incinerator?
I knew it! I knew I wasn't imagining it.
So, a letter of instructions. Huh. There was snow in the incinerator when I first saw it. Oh! I think shit's starting to piece together. Okay, theory time. So, Morgan is currently in solitary confinement, right? Well, here's an idea. If potentially her other daughter, Dahlia, is still locked up, how would it be allowed? Would she be allowed to see visitation rights? I don't know. But anyway, here's the theory time. Morgan Fay writ out instructions. Or Dahlia did. One of the two. And they were given to Iris, because Iris is unassuming. She would not know, oh, my mother is giving me a letter to give to a family member. Give to Maya? And then, boom! Or to give to Pearl. So that way she could try to implicate them. To ruin Maya. Potentially. I don't know. Why? Because from that little screenshot that I saw there of the letter, I was able to read out a few of the words. Anyway. But after the incident, the snow had melted away. Which means someone used the incinerator on the night of the murder.
What's up with you, pal? I mean, I've got it right here if you want to take a look.
Can I? Do you mind?
Oh, sure, go nuts. I don't want it, pal. You can have it. It's all spirit mediums and masters and stuff. I bet it's got no relation to the case. Spirit mediums?
Found by Gumshoe in the inner temple incinerator. It's gotta be important if you mention spirit mediums and masters. Better give it a good looking over and find some serious thought.
Well, make sure you chuck it in the trash when you're done. Littering's a crime, pal.
No, I'm looking onto this thing. Be careful. Once night falls, I'm gonna assume maybe Maya should be there. As soon as you hear the lights out, Belle, you must channel her spirit. Leave everything up to her. Her name is, here's a picture of her. Use it when you channel her. I know you can do it. Once this is done, burn the letter. Also, make sure you don't tell any. I'm literally trying to piece this all shit together here. Let's see. Okay. Also, make sure you don't tell anyone about this. Letter. Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. That is definitely fucking Morgan. She definitely wrote that. So, what do you know about the real murder weapon so far? Well, I mean, she didn't write it, she probably typed it.
Well, it wasn't the Shikishido that was found impaled on the victim's body. Mr. Edgeworth proved that in court today.
Yes, that's true.
In which case, it must have been another blade.
And that's what you're running around looking like a headless chicken looking for now, huh?
Yeah, man, it's tiring work. But let me tell you something, pal. I'm no chicken. We've got the feather of forensics in our camp these days. We're using the department's secret weapon on this.
Did you bring the metal detector or did you bring the dog? Which one? Secret weapon?
What is this secret weapon of yours? Wanna know? You gotta think scientifically, okay?
Alright.
A murder weapon was a sword. Swords are scientifically speaking made of metal, right? Any questions so far?
No. I know what he's gonna say, but I'll let him look smart. Good on you. Let Gumshoe have this.
So, what's the perfect tool for the job? Ta-da! The metal detector!
Raise your hand if you didn't see this coming from a mile away. Everybody raise their hands? Okay, good. Anyway, let's continue.
Well, you wanna give scientific investigation a go?
Huh?
Me? I've been using this thing for hours now. Oh, it gets pretty boring after a while. Why don't you give it a try?
Actually, you know what? I got an idea. I bet you I know where it is. You want to know where it is? I bet you it is where we saw that lantern in the garden. Probably there. You want to know why? Because the ground. It could have been buried. I don't know. Should I help Detective Gumshoe out or not? Let's do it.
Oh, come on, pal. It's good fun, I'm telling you.
All right, then. I guess I'll give it a go.
Like I said, this is the department's most advanced gadget. The absolute best. It's so sensitive you can make it cry. It's so high-tech you could skydive off of it.
I'll be sure to give that to Quagga.
Oh, bother.
So, now I'm going to tell you how to use it. It's possible the real murder weapon is around here somewhere, right?
Sure, that's what we're trying to find out.
Right, so first, let's turn the detector on. That's the sound of the metal detector signal bouncing off of something like that. Next, move the detector around and give this courtyard a good look-see, pal. Don't worry, this baby will let you know when you've hit on something metallic. And when that happens, press the A button to give the area a good hard stare.
Sure thing, sir. What's the A button?
Oh, sorry, take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? I'm sorry, my text is automatic. That Shikishido next to the golden statue wasn't the real murder weapon, pal.
Yeah, I know. I thought I'd check it again anyway.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Do you know about that sword? It's supposed to represent the multiple branches that life can take, all ending as one.
Yes, I heard something about that.
You know what I think about sometimes? What kind of life I'd be leading had I not joined the homicide division.
You think about that kind of stuff, Detective?
I mean, of course I do. I think about it a lot. Traffic cop, tensions officer, blue badge.
There's something to be said about the humor value of Gumshoe as the Blue Badger. Okay.
Look, a ladder.
That's a step ladder.
Yeah, that's the one that marries into the family is not biologically related to the stepping stools.
What?
What's the difference? Looks like a normal ladder to me, pal.
Surely everyone knows the difference. I mean, they're pretty ordinary objects.
I met plenty of guys like you, always picking on the smallest details. The vegetable store guy near my place does it all the time. He even corrects me when I ask for a head of lettuce. That's a cabbage, he says. I I'm telling you, they're the exact same thing.
No, they're not. They're completely different.
Oh, you have to plant both of them firmly in the ground before they can grow, don't you? Listen, you gotta take a step back and take a look at the bigger picture sometimes. Otherwise, you could miss a really important clue. That's advice from a pro, pal.
The last person I need advice from is this guy in front of me. Really? Wait, this is metal? That's odd. The sled's made of plastic.
It says bikini number 1 on the side.
Maybe there's something under it. Hey, what's this? A badge?
Aha! I've been hunting high and low for that.
It's your detective?
That thing's priceless to a guy like me, pal. A cop can't be a cop without his badge. I'm sure glad I put that diamond there now.
How did you manage to drop your badge here, of all places?
Oh, I know. I bet it happened this morning. I was playing around with the sled and...
Stop right there. I don't need to hear anymore. I'm sorry, that's fucking cute, okay? What the hell? What is this, a pen?
Hey, I've been looking all over for that, pal.
It's yours?
Yeah, my old man gave it to me when I qualified as a detective. He told me it'd be good for sticking in suspects' faces.
That makes you detectives sound really nasty.
It's my dream to stick it in your face one day, right?
Then don't go losing it, you dingus. Hey, I found a $1 coin.
Huh? Money? If you find any money, you have to turn it into the police or detective. I swear. Wait, is that a dime? Oh my God, that's bigger than my paycheck last week. If the owner doesn't come forward within 6 months, you get to keep 10%. The other 90% goes to the police department.
Don't get so close to me, detective. Give me some space, will you? Here's the coin. Happy?
Oh, I definitely made the right decision becoming a detective.
Yikes. Talk about a serious case of denial. Okay. Looks like there's something round buried in the ground here.
Don't touch that, pal.
Huh? What is it?
It's a trap. People set them out to catch us detectives. They're real nasty.
A trap? For detectives? You mean like those fierce traps with sharp teeth that are supposed to snag your leg?
Wait, yeah, those. I got my finger caught in one of those once.
Oh my God! Your finger?
There was this bit of cheese, and it looked so tasty. I reached out and then, bam!
You had me so fucking scared for your safety over a fucking mouse trap. God damn it, I love you. I'm not sure I know how to respond to a story as stupidly pitiful as that. Huh? This is Miss Dunham's staff, isn't it?
Scientifically speaking, they're usually made of wood.
But the detector is reacting to it.
Yeah, but however you look at it, the thing's made of wood. Alright? Now, why don't bother investigating anything unless it looks like it might be metallic?
Isn't the whole point of a metal detector to find metal where you can't see it? Is it like a concealed blade?
It's weird that this thing is causing a racket.
Here, let me take a look at it.
Well, hey, hands off! Examining evidence is a job for the...
The top is coming off!
Oh, look what you've done! You've damaged a really important piece of evidence!
Ah!
That's a
sword.
Inside the staff?
Is this... Get it to the forensics lab! Could it be?
The murder weapon?
Holy shit! I'd have never have guessed there'd be a sword concealed in the victim's staff. Hell, I didn't see that either. And that's funny because I have a cane that has a hidden sword. I really shouldn't have admitted that. Who the hell am I kidding?
They call this kind of thing a sword cane, pal. This one's a real gem. The workmanship is really something else. Oh, thank goodness it wasn't a cane sword, or else the victim would have stabbed her own foot.
I officially give up on trying to figure out how Gumshoe's mind works.
Oh, that's good.
If the real scene of the crime was the inner temple garden, then why was the sword used to kill the victim found in the main hall court? Hey, Gumshoe, who knows about the hidden sword?
No one. Even the police didn't know about this until I discovered it just now.
Well, as they say, there's no team in Gumshoe. But you have the letter E in Gumshoe, so you have the letters E and M in Gumshoe, so yeah, they're still team. Half a team, 50%. It doesn't look like there's any traces of blood on it.
Then I guess this isn't the murder weapon, huh?
No. I'm sure someone just wiped it off after the murder. Yeah, get some luminol.
Yeah, of course. This thing's definitely the murder weapon. Great job, pal.
It's about the same length as the Shikishido, too. This must be the murder weapon.
Okay, I'm gonna run over to the forensics. There's gotta be some traces of blood left, even if most of it has been wiped off.
Yeah, unless you have like literal bleach, which in this situation that's not gonna happen. It is really fucking hard getting rid of, oh god, what did they say in Criminal Minds? It was, it's really hard to get rid of all the traces of bodily fluids, whether it's spit, blood, or anything else. Which is why stuff like luminol is able to be used to find traces of those bodily fluids.
See you later, pal! Every case is gonna be airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight.
Hold it! Wait up, detective!
Huh? What is it, pal? I'm a pretty busy guy right now, you know.
You're going to get that staff analyzed, right? Would you mind holding off for just a while?
Huh? What are you talking about, pal?
Please! Just until we find Maya.
Maya? What's this got to do with her?
I don't know, but I'm starting to get a really bad feeling in the pit of my stomach.
Oh? How so?
Look, Maya's trapped inside the sacred cavern right now, and, well, we don't even know if she's okay or not. The more evidence and testimony I hear, the more uneasy I feel.
You don't think Maya's been...
Please, detective! Let's just wait until we can get inside the sacred cavern.
You're looking kind of iridium there. Okay, just stop it with that face, pal. One thing, though. This staff's secret trick. Let's keep it between you and me, all right? If it gets out that we knew about it and didn't say anything, we're finished.
I understand.
This is just a regular run-of-the-mill staff. You got it? Okay, now you take good care of it, pal.
Thank you, detective.
Don't worry. She'll be fine.
Gumshoe?
You know, there's a place at the base of this mountain that has some really good pasta. How about I take you there when we find Maya, huh, pal?
Sure. Thanks. No one knows this except me and Detective Gumshoe. That is going to be an extremely important detail for us to have. I can't help but wonder, though, what was Elise Dunham doing with a staff like this in the first place? That's a good question. Why was she? Also, can we give credit to, Gumshoe here? Like, for real. The games just give me more reasons to love this goofball. Like, that moment right there. No comedy whatsoever. He knew the seriousness of this, and he's like,
Okay, listen, we're gonna keep this below the belt. Nobody knows about this.
okay. Alright. Let's go. I think I've got something that let's see, hold on. I gotta think about this. What do I want to do? Let's see, what do I want to do? Burn letter. Crystal sphere, Larry's skin, photo, Iris' testimony. Wait. I might be able to. Okay. I know what to do. I think I know what to do. Main gate. Move. Cemetery bridge. Get me to the garden. Garden. Buddy, I got something I want to show you. Does this ring a bell? Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know that Iris had a twin sister? What? A twin? You can't be serious. Sister Bikini told me, but the problem is, she didn't know the name of this twin. There was nothing about Iris having a sister in the files I checked. Well, Iris was taken in by the temple when she was really young. Apparently, her sister was raised by her father, a jeweler, I think. A jeweler? Right. I just might know who this twin sister of hers is. I had a feeling you'd say that. Let me guess. Her name is Dahlia Hawthorne, right? Yes, exactly. Please tell me what you know about her, Edgeworth. Please. Okay. Anything new? Yes! It was my first court case 6 years ago. I was a greenhorn, and due to my inexperience, the defendant died. You're talking about Terry Falls, right? And something I wanted to bring up here. I realize I did make a little bit of a joke about what the situation with Terry Falls and Dahlia Hawthorne and the age thing and all that. And yeah, I realize I made a joke about that, but there was a couple of comments that did kind of point something out to me that did make me realize that, yeah, it makes a lot of sense here. It seems like Terry Falls seemingly suffered from some sort of mental disorder, which makes me upset because, like, I don't make a secret that I've got Asperger's, so I'm not what most people would consider to be normal in the eyes of, like, you know, mental. Duh. So, you know what? It kind of adds a little bit of tragedy to it, that this person, who is clearly suffering from some sort of mental disorder, was being used by Dahlia. And that makes her crime so much more worse. But, yeah. You know about that case? You're not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne. I checked one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago. Yes, Dahlia was a key witness in that case. Dahlia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a fake kidnapping 11 years ago. Yeah. They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dahlia's father, a jeweler. And 5 years after that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking. Her sister? Well, her stepsister, actually. They weren't blood related. Valerie was the only daughter of Dahlia's father's second wife. Oh. And this is when she entered my life. The woman who tried to kill me. Certainly inherited Morgan's evil, I'll give you that. So after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia? Did you check that out? Does it really matter? Like I said, Dahlia isn't connected with this case. Why are you so sure about that? It's simple. Dahlia Hawthorne is dead. What? Dahlia Hawthorne is dead. What? Huh? What? Well, her metabolic processes are a matter of interest only to historians, so to speak. Excuse me? What do you mean by Dahlia Hawthorne is dead, Edgeworth? Right. I must confess that in reading her file, I came to know of the murder case you were involved in during your college years. Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, thanks to the persistence of Mia Fey. Mia Fey. Mia Fey. At that time, Dahlia. It's like she was possessed by a demon or something. It's been almost 5 years since that guilty verdict was handed down. And her sentence was finally carried out. She was executed last month. Oh. Oh. Damn! Executed? I'm sure that's a bit of a shock for you, right? And for more reasons than one. But do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. No, unfortunately, she can. Because her spirit, the spirit channeling technique, she could have easily possessed someone. And then she killed her. She killed Misty. She's dead. And once someone is dead, there's no way to revive them. There's no way to revive the dead? I wonder. It seems you're not aware of one other connection yet, Edgeworth. And what is that? It's about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne's mother. What's their mother got to do with any of this? She's Morgan Fey, a spirit medium from a branch family of the Korane channeling technique. Did you say Korane channeling technique? Do you know something about it? Oh, yes. I know it's connected with that fraudulent spirit medium. Fraudulent? I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago. I was caught up in the middle of a murder investigation. The police didn't have any leads. They were stumped, and that's when they called her in. She was a very famous spirit medium and the master of her channeling school. But you know what happened? As a result of her efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder. She and her powers, they were all fraudulent. Edgeworth. Go to the police records room. It's all in there. All you have to do is check the DL6 incident case file and you'll know. Of course. How could I forget? Edgeworth was the victim in that case. Edgeworth. You'll understand someday. And then, you'll see that the Korane channeling technique is real. I'm sorry, I'm just... fucking hell, man. Son of a bitch. Well, I mean, technically she's the daughter of a bitch, but you know, yeah. So, we have her now. Morgan Fay, Dahlia Hawthorne. Okay. It's time for us to test something. Do we have everything that we need? Because I don't think there's anything else that I can do right now with what we got. So let's make the attempt. Okay. With the details that we have got, we have the burnt letter. We have Dahlia Hawthorne. We have Morgan Fay. There is a potential here. Were you possessed by the spirit of your own evil fucking sister? Go! Or was somebody else? Fuck, I don't know. I think it's time you told the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room at Hazakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be the truth?
Yes, that's where I was.
Iris, I believe you're innocent. That's why I want to believe what you're telling me, too. But I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. Let's see, I think the only person... Yeah, the only person that saw you that you were there was Bikini. Take that! I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course.
Sister Bikini.
Her testimony in court today was very clear.
That night I was helping an acolyte with a training in the inner temple, but... Well, as you can see, my back likes to act up. Violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple.
Sister Bikini didn't just see you. She spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the inner temple on the night of the murder.
That's very impressive, Mr. Wright. The acolyte's actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early so I wouldn't be late.
What time was that?
Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the inner temple. So I would have left at about 9:40 p.m., I think.
Sorry, Iris, but the line just doesn't suit you.
Huh?
Now, you say you left the main hall at 9:40 p.m., but what you say doesn't add up. Did she give me her testimony? Does her testimony say anything about her time? Hold on, 20 minutes. Yeah! Take that! You yourself testified to the contrary, don't you remember? You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night. Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seen at the main hall by the most reliable witness I have.
Who's that?
Me.
Mr. Wright.
We even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. Surely you haven't forgotten.
No. That's right. I remember.
And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in two different places at the same time. Because somebody was possessed by your evil sister. Apparently. It's time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris. So far, I've managed to prove two things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the inner temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hazakura Temple. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility. There were two of you. On the night of the incident, you were seen in two different places at the same time. Which means there must have been two of you. I can't think of any other explanation, Iris.
But that's... How could that be? There's only one of me. It's impossible.
Impossible? I wonder. The way you're trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise.
Are you seriously trying to suggest there's more than one of me? Then show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there is more than one of me.
Okay, the evidence. Okay, I need evidence. I mean, the only evidence that I have right now is. I don't think there's any evidence here that states that there's. No. Take that! I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps. That's right. Dahlia Hawthorne. A woman I know only too well.
I had no idea you knew of her. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. But she's no longer...
Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris? This second you who was here at the temple on the night of the murder. It was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne.
But you just said it was yourself a second ago. My sister's dead. Have you forgotten that?
But you remember the Karain channeling technique. Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo, a training ground of the Karain channeling technique. Right. Someone channeled Dahlia's spirit, and you knew about it. And that's the secret you've been trying to hide from me. Just be honest with me.
I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted at the inner temple, I knew it was my sister, Dahlia, the other half of me who passed away last month.
Just as I suspected. The Iris that Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple on the night of the murder. It was Dahlia Hawthorne.
Why didn't you tell me this before? But because my sister always does the right thing.
Excuse me?
And because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I already betrayed her once before. I can't do it again.
You have been lied to. You betrayed her? What do you mean?
That's why I have to accept I may be found guilty. It's the only way.
What is she talking about?
You know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here on Eagle Mountain 11 years ago? That was the start of it all. It's what started her down that twisted path. She started to commit crime after crime, and in the end, she lost her life. It's all because I betrayed her.
How did you betray her, Iris?
It was no coincidence that Eagle Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing.
What?
But I got scared, so I ran away.
What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father? That's awful!
But I promised. I promised that I'd help. And she didn't do it for the bunny.
Huh?
It was revenge on our father.
For leaving Morgan. For leaving their mother. What do you mean by revenge?
He was a hideous man. He threw our mother away and then sent her to hell.
Her mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay.
Our mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fay family. The main family had a lot of influence in many businesses and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was set to inherit all of that as the next master. That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place. For power. But his plan backfired. Because our mother's sister took it all from her. She took over as the master of Korean.
That would be Misty Faye, Maya's mother.
But before long, the credibility of the Korean tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Mystic Misty Faye, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the DL6 incident. After that happened, our father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. He hated the place. He said it was a hick dive and that he had no reason to stay there.
And that's when you came here to Kazakura Temple?
Yes. The woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in this new family, you see.
Oh.
And I haven't seen my mother ever once since then. Having the master's seat stolen from her and being rejected by her own family. I've heard she's been very battered spiritually and emotionally.
I think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together. Jesus. I have asked her everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything related to it goes back to the history of the Fae clan. That's what it looks like. Iris, there's just one more thing I want you to tell me.
What is it?
During the incident in which your sister, Dahlia Hawthorne, poisoned a lawyer, she began a relationship with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. That college student. Have you heard anything about him?
Well, I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts.
I see. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Hurry up, Phoenix Wright. There's still much to investigate.
Leave these locks to me. I'll open them for you, I promise.
Thank you. I suppose I'd better continue my investigation. There's still one giant secret left to unlock. Pearl's psych lock. Yep. Now it's gotta go figure out where the hell she is. Oh, right, the shack. Duh. I'm an idiot. Alright. So I've managed to get that. But now... here we go! Look at that, they really did make a fire right in front of the shack.
Oh, Mr. Nick.
Ha! You're too late, Nick. You came here for one of our potatoes. We've already polished them all off.
I think I pretty much got all the evidence I need. Now I just need to find out what Pearls is hiding. Were you possessed by the evil spirit? If so, that is fucking messed up. Wait, hold on. Okay. Let's go! The night of the crime. After dinner on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Elise Dunham's room reading a book together, correct?
Yes, I was so happy when she invited me. But I didn't go in the end.
You didn't go?
No, there was someone else who had to go instead. I was so worried, I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so nervous.
So Pearls never went to Miss Dunham's room because she was too worried about something or someone else. Pearls? On the night of the murder, you went to this place, didn't you? Okay, so if we're going with the theory that she was, you know, possessed by the spirit of, actually, wait, no, that would make no, wait, hold on. If she was worried, she probably would have gone to the inner temple, because she was worried about Maya. So.
Take that!
You went here, didn't you, Pearls? Looks like she's still not going to open up to me. This is where you went because you were so worried, right? The next question is, who or what were you so worried about? Now, I'm going to take a guess, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay?
You mean you know?
If I'm right, will you tell me the whole truth?
Okay.
You went to this place for one very simple reason, and that... Take this! It's obvious what you were so worried about, Pearls. It was Maya, wasn't it? You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous. After all, it was the special course. I signed up for your special course.
Well, my, quite brave of you considering how cold it is. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one with those you channel.
Sister Bikini scared you with what she said, didn't she? And because it was you who introduced Hazakura Temple to Maya in the first place, you felt responsible, didn't you?
Thinking about what could happen to Mystic Maya made me more and more worried. I couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out about how she was doing at the Inner Temple.
Yep. Okay, then we're clear now that you went to the Inner Temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. About what time was it when you headed over to the Inner Temple?
It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started. But there was so much snow, so I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock.
Until after 10? How'd you know what time it was?
Because I heard the bell ringing for lights out.
She heard the lights out bell. The Hazakura Temple's bell's pretty small, though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing.
I was really trying to pick up the sound of that bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. That'd be terrible.
She was trying to hear the bell. This is starting to become really scared. Why would she be so careful for the bell? As soon as you hear the lights out bell. Oh. Morgan Fay, you cold-hearted bitch. Unless that, maybe it was Morgan. Fuck, I don't know. She's sadistic enough to do that. Potentially. Tell me, Pearls, why are you so worried about hearing that bell?
Huh? Oh,
I think I know why. The reason you were so worried about that bell was because of this.
Take that!
You were given some instructions to follow for that night, weren't you? I presume you recognize these pieces of paper?
Where did you...
In the incinerator at the Inner Temple. Pearls, you were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell.
I'm speechless, Mr. Nick. You're amazing.
These instructions that were found in the incinerator, I believe they were written for you, Pearls.
For me? No.
As you can see, a large portion has been burnt, but the last section is still fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to be channeling? Taking into account the author of the note and their purpose for writing it, whose spirit would Pearls have been trying to channel? Don't overthink it, Phoenix. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. The person you were trying to channel that night, Pearls, was... Dahlia Hawthorne.
Take that!
It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name that was in the letter. It's just as I suspected. It wasn't Iris whose sister Bikini met at the Inner Temple that night. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know what kind of a woman Dahlia Hawthorne was?
No. I've never heard of anyone by that name before reading these instructions.
I thought so. Pearls doesn't have a clue. She doesn't know that Dahlia is her sister, nor does she realize how much of a monster Dahlia is. About the instructions in the letter I found, Pearls. Who wrote them? Whoever it was asked you to channel the spirit of someone you'd never heard of. Yeah. I think we know exactly who frickin'... You must have quite a lot of respect for them. After all, you followed their instructions without question. So here's my next question. Who wrote this set of instructions for you to follow?
Take that!
Pearls. I have to wonder about something. You didn't have any idea what these instructions meant, did you? But you followed them to the letter regardless. Why? Because it was your own mother who asked you. That's why.
How did you...
I figured it out. The person who wrote you this letter was your own mother, Morgan Fay. Alright, Pearls. It's time you started telling me the truth.
Mr. Nick,
Why is she holding back from me? I don't like this.
Don't underestimate me just because I'm a child.
Huh?
If you're trying to say I follow these instructions, I'd like to see some proof.
What?
Because I don't think you have any.
She'd say anything about it rather than admit to carrying out these instructions. Guess I'll have to produce some more evidence then. One more thing should do it. Alright, Pearls. You both know someone carried out these instructions on the night of the murder. But you're right. There is no evidence that proves it was you.
I knew it!
However, I do know that whoever did it was a child.
Huh? How do you know that?
I mean, it couldn't have been an adult. No adult would have made a simple mistake like that. Mistake?
A simple mistake? What do you mean by that?
I'm sure you thought you were carefully following the instructions you'd been given. But you misunderstood some of the words, and this is the evidence that proves it. Misunderstood some of the words? Here is a picture of her. Use it when you channel her. You can do it. Burn the note. Also make sure, don't tell anyone about this letter. Gravely roast the master in the fires of it. It just clicked in my head. Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades. Pearls. Did you... Oh my god.
Take that!
It was you who splattered gravy on this hanging scroll, wasn't it?
What? Why would I do something like...
Do you remember what was written in that letter? Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. But you didn't know how to read the words gravely and roast, among others, right?
How do you know that?
Remember the conversation you had with Miss Dunham on the night of the murder?
Perhaps we can read some books together.
Really? I'd love to. I'm not very good at reading.
Well then, would you like to practice reading with me?
Miss Elise. So for example, how do you read this?
It says, gravely. Oh, that's kind of a tough word.
Oh my god. The fact that Sure, Miss Dunham taught you how to read gravely and roast. But what she didn't teach you is what they meant.
Gravely sounded like gravy to me, and the only roast I could think of was the food.
And that's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master engraved from that night's pot roast.
To be honest, I did think it was a bit strange. I guess I really did get the wrong idea.
Just a tiny bit.
I really am useless. I couldn't even burn the letter properly as my mother had asked of me. Such a simple thing, and I couldn't even do it right.
You poor child.
After dinner that night, I did go to the inner temple. With a pot full of the leftover gravy.
The gravy?
I saw the picture on the hanging scroll near the sacred cavern. I was sure it was the master of Karain like it said in the letter.
I see. And then?
Well, it was already way past 10 when I got there because of all the snow. So I went to the inner temple guest area.
The guest area?
Yes, I thought I could wait there until the training was over.
Why didn't you just go to the training hall?
Because Mystic Maya's main training had already started and I couldn't interrupt it. So I just stayed where I was and prayed for her to get through it. But then
You blacked out, didn't you? Pearls, did you fall asleep?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I just couldn't help it.
Hey, don't worry about it, Pearl. Who cares if you fell asleep? I fell asleep waiting for Iris, too. It happens.
Anyway, then you found yourself trapped at the inner temple?
Yes, when I woke up it was morning. I tried not to cry, but Dusky Bridge wasn't there anymore and there was no one in the training hall. I thought everyone had left me because I overslept.
Oh, you poor child.
I threw the letter into the incinerator, then I heated up the leftover gravy and
let off some steam by chucking the gravy on the scroll while you cried?
Well, it must have been pretty scary for you, Pearl. I know what it's like. Nick used to leave me behind when I fell asleep at school, too.
Don't equate something so trivial with her experience, Larry. Now, what's this about lost powers?
it was written right in my mother's letter. It said, as soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. I was on my way over to the inner temple when I heard the bell ring.
So you channeled Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit?
No. I tried, but I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it?
I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened. I tried and I tried and I tried. Yesterday, this morning, the whole time. But I just couldn't do it.
Ah, don't let it get you down, Pearl. It'll all work out. If you want, I'll come flying to the sky for you. Whoosh, just like that.
So she never managed to channel the spirit. Oh shit. Is that why you think your spiritual powers are gone?
Yes, I don't know what to do.
Isn't there any other explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit?
I suppose there's one other possibility. It's not very likely, though.
The spirit didn't want to possess you? Could you please tell me what it is anyway?
It could happen if someone else is already channeling the same spirit.
Oh no. Oh no. She would do that to Maya. Maya was possessed by the spirit of Dahlia. Wasn't she? Someone else. What do you mean?
Well, it's only one of each spirit, right?
Yeah, but it's like dating a girl, Nick. Can't see a hot chick if she's already taken.
Then that would mean on the night of the murder, someone else channeled her spirit before Pearls could. Someone else channeled the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne.
I'm a failure.
Don't.
I couldn't even grant my mother's final wish.
Her final wish?
Yes, this letter. This is my last wish, she said. So make sure you follow the instructions carefully.
Huh. This letter. I definitely need to find out more about it. Yeah, how did you even get this?
My mother has gone to a place called a penitentiary.
Yeah. I know, Pearls.
I visit her every month.
Parental visitation rights, of course.
And last month she told me...
The time we've been waiting for has come, Pearl. There's something I need you to do for me. I hid a letter for you at our home before they brought me here. I want you to read it and do exactly what it says. It's for the good of the Fae clan, my angel. You'll be doing a great thing. Now, listen carefully, and I'll tell you where the letter's hidden. You would use your own daughter.
My mother is always nice to me. I love her very much.
It's a shame. The only positive I can partially think of is that... No, there's really no positives about it. This is just fucked up. Yeah, moms will do anything for their kids, right?
She said it was for the good of the Fae clan, so I knew I had to help her. I mean, Mystic Maya's part of the Fae clan, so it had to be good for her, too. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Nick?
I guess so, yeah.
There's a picture with her letter, too.
A picture?
Of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Usually a picture's enough to channel someone's spirit, but this time...
Pretty weird, huh? Like Larry knows anything about this stuff.
There's something else that was strange about my mother's letter. The seal on it was broken, as if someone had already opened it once before.
Excuse me?
Well, that sure is pretty strange.
Someone had opened it already? What? Thanks, Pearls. Really helped me out.
You're very welcome! My mother is watching over us. So I'm sure Mystic Maya will be alright.
Oh! What if Maya accidentally read it, so she knew who Dahlia Hawthorne was by proxy? But... No, what if... No, that would make no sense. Look at that innocent smile on her face. What am I supposed to say to her? Huh!
Finally figured it out, have you, Tribes? You finally realized how terrible of a crime being painfully oblivious is. Godo! The entrance to the sacred cavern looks like a freaking puzzle workshop.
I guess he's talking about Iris and the lock-breaking effort.
But it's all a waste of time.
Why do you say that?
Because Maya Fey isn't coming back.
What? You don't know what you're talking about! How can you say something like that?
It was your job to protect her, Trite. Just like it was your job to protect Mia Fey. Two sisters caught up in the worst circumstances.
I realize that, but...
And you were the only one who was by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved them!
But I didn't know anything about what was going on!
Huh! What did I just say, Trite? Being oblivious is a heinous crime in itself. Tomorrow. We'll settle everything in court tomorrow. Once and for all.
Mr. Nick? Is what that man just said true?
It'll be alright, Pearls. I'm sure Maya's alive. You'll see for yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. I know I can trust you, Mr. Nick.
Don't...
My dear Pearl, you've done so well, my child. My Pearl. It's better that you don't know what you've done. I knew this day would come for you. The blood of the main family is no more. Now, finally, after all this time, the master's seat is yours. My last great wish. It seems I was just in time.
Fuck you!
I swear, if they kill Maya, I'm gonna... They would not just break my heart like that. They would not do that, would they? Well, to be fair, they made me attached to Mia really quick, and then they killed her off.
Fuck you, Ace Attorney!